Hey everyone, Dan from Heavy Metals here, and today we're going to talk about how to read the chart. Okay, this is the chart on silver. You can do the same for gold, platinum, palladium, probably rhodium, oil especially. But today we're going to look at some charts, and I want to show you silver specifically. I may do a series on this because a lot of people just freak out when silver goes up or down. They don't look at anything in depth as to why it's moving and how it's moving. So this is Charles Schwab, Thinkorswim. This is the broker that I use for my trading. And I have silver futures pulled up here. And you can see at the time of this recording, it is $64.85, well, 84 cents flat. The buy is $64.86 and the sell is $64.85. So, but you can see this line that I have, this black line that's going down diagonal, right? I have the line placed at the top of the bodies of the red candles. You see that? And so why I do that is because that is where buyers and sellers agreed on the final price for that candle. Okay, this is the 5-year, 1-week charts. So each candle that you see, whether it's red or green, symbolizes 1 week. Okay, and so here we are now. We beginning in 2026, as we all remember, silver went to $121 an ounce, and then we had this violent crash right after that, right? And you can see that that's the big downward slope that we currently have, where I drew the black line. And so, you know, people always ask me, is it going to go back up? Where is it going to go? When should I buy? This and that. And I can't really tell them exactly a recommendation because I don't even know. Nobody does. But Citibank just came out and said that they believe that silver within the next 6 months is going to $90 an ounce. Okay? Or as we put it, back to $90 an ounce. Right? And I know a lot of people gave up on silver, but silver is not something to give up on. And Citi is kind of hinting at that right now by giving this $90 call on silver. And as you can see, whenever silver had a breakout above the black line that I drew, the price went back down below the line. You see that? So if you had a green candle right in the middle here, if you had a green candle poke above the line, it went right back down and closed there. And as soon as, I'll put it this way, if you have a candle that does not close above the line, that means the downward trend is still intact. Okay, we're still going down. Okay, so we've been going down, 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 all the way until about 2 weeks ago. And as you can see at the very bottom right, where we currently are in the trading, silver broke out, right? And it closed above the line, you see? And now, this current week that we're in, it's just about ending now, right? Give it maybe a few more hours. You see that we have the second green candle that is forming. And so far, it is above the line that I drew. It's holding above the line, right? It started above the line and it is continuing. Right? So now we have the makings of a new trend. And as soon as this candle closes, probably, I'm going to draw an upward line from the latest bottom that you see, right? Right before the turnaround started. So what you're going to see now, beginning of next week, I'll do an update where you're going to see 2 lines now. The line that you currently see, the downward line, and I'm going to draw an upward line. These are what they call in the trading world trend lines. Okay? And so I recommend you practice this. What I do is for downward price action, I draw the line connecting the tops of the bodies of the red candles. Okay. And then for upward momentum, I connect the line to the bottom of the bodies of the green candles. Okay. And you know, leave a comment if you want to see more stuff like this and learn more, because, you know, if you're trying to find out when to buy, when's good to buy, you could look at the charts. You know, the silver futures, the symbol for silver is /SI. Okay, and each contract has different numbers and letters per month, and they change. So what you should do is get practice with this. Start drawing your lines, and make trades if you want based on this stuff, but really do your due diligence on what you feel is a good time to enter the market if you're trading futures, if you're buying ETFs, silver mining stocks, or physical metal. So I highly recommend do this. We had another person call for like $1,000 silver price, and a lot of people are like upset at that. I am not. I know the true value of silver. I think it's way underpriced. I'm going to keep stacking for as long as I can. If I have to sell, I really hope to sell at least at $200 an ounce. And then I would basically take all that cash, put it in my brokerage account, sell options on it, and rebuild the silver stack with that options premium. That's literally the plan, one way or another, whether I put the money in my brokerage account organically, or through income, or I sell precious metals eventually and stack my brokerage account with that. Either way, the idea behind real estate, precious metals, stocks, any investment you could think of, the idea is freedom. Freedom is number one. That is the number one thing you are trying to go for, is freedom. So if you could sip a pina colada on a beach every day, full time, and not worry about anything, and you have your health intact, you're good. That's the goal. Nothing else, right? And you don't want to owe anybody. First and foremost, you don't want to owe anybody. That's another true version of freedom. But that's why we do this. We do this because we know that we're trying to build long-lasting wealth. And at some point, you want to never get into any investment without having an exit strategy in mind. So study your charts. I feel like we're going to be going higher from here. Citibank is probably correct that we're going to be towards $90 an ounce by the end of the year, which sucks for me because that's when the next fund convention is. It's in January 9th. So, and I usually go on the first day. I haven't bought silver. I haven't bought any metals in, I don't know, actually since the summer fund convention. So I keep eyeing things. I have a lot of things in my cart. I even get emails from the companies saying, hey, would you like to purchase? Give us a call. And I'm like, no, I would have purchased. Yeah, so you guys, I hope you're all doing well, and take a look at the charts, because the charts will give you more insight. This has been Dan with Heavy Metals. See you next time.